Are you ready for the King of the Ice? Pete's Power Plays with Philly Pete starts now on 12 Ounce Sports.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the brand new week, brand new episode. This is Tuesday, December 15th, 2020. Man, we're 10 days away to Christmas. I hope everyone has their shopping done and whatever else miscellaneous that you need to get through the holidays. It's unbelievable how fast the year is coming to an end. But yes, this is the Tuesday, December 15th, 2020 episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only, King of the Ice himself, Philly Pete, and we're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. This show, Pete's Power Plays, as always, is sponsored by MyBookie.ag. When creating an account with MyBookie.ag, please make sure you use a promo code 12 Ounce Sports. That's 12OZ Sports, all capitalized, all caps, no spaces. Once again, MyBookie.ag, use a promo code 12 Ounce Sports, 12OZ Sports. Once again, all caps, no spaces. And they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Simple as that. So that's great news to hear. Of course, you know, if you're trying to win some extra money before the holidays, you know, it's always a good thing to have when you go to, again, mybookie.ag. Promo code 12 Ounce Sports. So use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports. Like I said, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. And always remember to gamble responsibly. Zingo TV, Z-I-N-G-O, Zingo TV, channel 761. Ladies and gentlemen out there that are tuning in to Zingo TV right now, welcome aboard to today's Tuesday episode of Pete's Power Plays. Those that don't have Zingo TV, I highly recommend you download it. It's a free streaming app on any streaming device out there, Roku, Apple TV, Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire Stick, whatever it may be. Download it. It's a free app, like I said, Zingo TV, and then tune in to channel 761. Use the promo code 12 Ounce, 12OZ. Again, 12OZ, simple as that. And again, Zingo TV, channel 761. Download it now. It's a free app. And last but not least, Amazon.com. I mean, holidays are right around the corner, and what better way to start buying some things for your wife, your girlfriend, or even ladies that tune into this show, husbands or boyfriends, you know, your kids, anniversaries, birthdays, like I said, even the holidays. I mean, Amazon is delivering packages, of course, on the spot. And of course, go buy something today by going to www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. Once again, www.12ouncesportsradio.com. Excuse me. It's www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. I truly apologize about that. So again, holidays are here. Help us out. Okay, it's always the gift of giving during the holiday season. So once again, it's www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. And those that are going to get hit with this nor'easter tomorrow, you know, just stay safe and, just stay safe inside your house. Don't go anywhere if you don't need to. You know, I know weather could be wrong all the time, but, you know, it is what it is. But when it comes to snow, just, you know, be careful. Those that have to go out, I'm sure everybody but now is staying at home and working as I am. And, you know, again, just and also best of luck with traveling during the holiday season. Be safe and, you know, always take your time because there are a lot of crazies out in this world. So during the week, okay, weekend NFL recap. Let's go over that. Daily fantasy football for Sunday. The clients cashed out the top 95 percentile for both DraftKings and FanDuel. Again, another week, another dollar, another payday for the clients. So congratulations on your lineups. Huge contributor is Derrick Henry. 100% Derrick Henry. So we thank him very much for helping us with that in terms of our lineup. And again, we're rocking and rolling. And this just makes me to the fact that, you know, those that haven't taken advantage of my daily fantasy, the rest of the season, as well as my NHL season packages. I mentioned that my big announcement was last week. Those that didn't get a chance to tune in, here it is. I'll say it straight and center once again that for the NHL season coming up on January 13th, you know, it's a shortened season, but my holiday gift to every one of you out there that are tuning in, let alone when I put it out there on my timeline, is that I am going to be discounting my NHL season half off for the entire month of December. So January 1st rolls around. I'm sorry, but you missed the cutoff. For the entire month of December, you have 16 days left. You're going to get my NHL full package for a half off deal. And on top of that, it includes the NHL playoffs, my Stanley Cup futures, and as a bonus, okay, there's always bonuses with Philly P here, you guys. This is why you have to pay attention to my show. The rest of my NFL daily fantasy football lineups for FanDuel and DraftKings, and it also includes playoff daily fantasy football lineups as well. So that is literally 4 or 5 for the price of one, half off for the month of December. I mean, a lot of you guys and ladies took advantage of that last week on my show when I announced it. About 40 to 50 more clients signed up, and that's what I'm saying. You guys are all missing out. So sign it. DM me today if you want. I'll be more than happy to let you know about all the details. Okay, I'm well over triple number of clients right now, so that always helps. And of course, this discount is always helping out everybody too. So once again, half off for the month of December. I extended it out for the entire month instead of 1 week. So again, take advantage of it now. You get, like I said, the entire NHL season, playoffs, Stanley Cup futures, the rest of the daily fantasy football lineups for the season, and playoff daily fantasy football lineups as well. Don't miss your chance right now. You got 16 days. And again, like I said, I had about 40 to 50 clients signed up last week alone. So I'm well over triple-digit number for clients. It's a big record for me right now as we go on to the NHL season. So again, sign up today. Don't miss your opportunity. So last night we had the Ravens and Browns game, another high-scoring affair. Clients also cashed in the top 92 percentile. I know I did not mention that on my timeline. That's why you listen to my show, so I can recap everything. So what a game. Lamar Jackson was our MVP for the night, and we also had Nick Chubb on there as well, who also had a great game. So those two right there cash you out, top 90 percentile. You should have gotten some money regardless if you had those two in your lineups. So again, congratulations to the clients on an amazing weekend, and we keep rolling. We keep rolling with daily fantasy every week. Like I said, we had a week 3 slip up, which we were in the top 70, 75%. We didn't make the money. And I believe 3 weeks ago, we really became just shy of the 80 percentile. But the last 2 weeks have been fire for clients, and as well as the rest of the season. So 2 weeks out of the last, 14 games that we had, I think we'll take it We'll take it, no problem at all. So once again, congratulations. So let's move on to the NHL. Basically, where are we at in terms of the NHL season? We all know, hey, listen, we have a January 13th start day, and it's 56 game schedule. We know this, but entering the holiday season without NHL games to watch in the evening remains another oddity in the never-ending oddity, which is 2020, and that's this year. Although the pandemic has been upended life across the globe, but it finally may be nearing its conclusion thanks to the arrival of the vaccine. The vaccine just came in effect earlier this week. I believe it was yesterday that they started rolling out the vaccine. So this is huge for not only players and elders across the globe, but for us humans as well that tend on taking and getting the vaccine. But the 2020-2021 NHL season will still feel the pandemic's effects. Last week saw a flurry of NHL activity regarding the NHL's plans to hold an abbreviated season as the calendar flips to 2021. So, like I said, a quick rundown, as I mentioned already. The NHL learned from watching the MLB's fiasco last summer and avoided the lengthy public bickering about financial details in the midst of a pandemic. The negotiations between the NHL and its player associations that were mentioned last week wrapped up quickly. Now, both sides agreed into the upcoming season while honoring the Memorandum of Understanding that was signed in June, extending the collective bargaining agreement that was already in place. Okay. Now, the current plan, obviously, as we know, and I'll say it again, 56-game schedule, which should begin January 13th of 21. Now, as of last Thursday, Darren Dreger basically saying that we're still hammering out details, we're still trying to figure out what's going on, but until there is a vote, everything is subject to change. So two sides remain focused on December 31st start camp for non-playoff teams, January 3rd camp start for the rest of the league. January 13th date obviously is the start of the 2020, obviously, of course, what should be the 2020-2021 season, but of course, since we are flipping to 2021, it is the 2021 NHL season. So now the divisions, as I talked about yesterday as well, we're going to have 3 divisions, including a Canadian division. Like I said, I'll rewind this for you guys. The Canadian division, the Canadiens of Montreal, the Vancouver Canucks, the Calgary Flames, the Winnipeg Jets, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Edmonton Oilers, and the Ottawa Senators. Okay, Division 1. You have the Bruins, Boston Bruins, you have the Buffalo Sabres, the New Jersey Devils, New York Islanders, and Rangers, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Of course, you can't forget about that controversy that I talked about last week, effects of the Pittsburgh Penguins and that organization, so stay tuned to that, and the Washington Capitals. Hurricanes, Jackets, Red Wings, Blackhawks, Panthers, Wild, Predators, and Lightning, Division 3. And the last division, Ducks, Coyotes, Avalanche, Stars, Kings, Sharks, Blues, and the Vegas Golden Knights. Okay. Now, the good thing about Chicago is that they have the renewal of the Detroit Red Wings rivalry, which is awesome. You get rid of the Blues, but they stay in the same division of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So this is some things that I've been looking at in terms of some different teams here. So one potential solution, though, and it's temporary, of the realignment is that Minnesota and St. Louis heads to the Pacific, and this came out a couple days ago, so stay tuned to that. But we'll see what happens. Training camp, as proposed, is just 2.5 weeks away. They'll expect another avalanche of reports and updates in the upcoming weeks. So there you have it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will be taking a break. I'll be right back, and I will talk about my Seattle Kraken Expansion Draft 1.0. Stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. But challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
And I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for holding down the fort while I was away and checking out those ads. Once again, MyBookie, of course, mybookie.ag, and Zingo TV, channel 761. Ladies and gentlemen that are tuning in, welcome aboard to today's episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only King of the Ice, Philly Pete. And again, we're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Hope everyone is having a splendid Tuesday afternoon. And I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I hope everyone's staying safe, wearing a mask, of course, when you're going out. And, we're 10 days of Christmas, so I hope everyone has gotten their tree by now. I hope everyone has been decorating by now and got their loved ones the gifts that they most wanted. So I always remember back in the day when you're 10 days of Christmas and when you're young and you still believe in Santa Claus at the time, where you're kind of, filling in the calendar, so, oh my God, we're another day closer to seeing Santa, and or just leaving out the cookies and the carrots and the milk. I mean, it always brings back memories. So the fact that I do have a baby girl on the way, it's going to be nice to, see her grow up and, for the time that she does believe in Santa Claus, the whole funness of that will make myself act like a child again. And I can't wait for that to happen. So, but back to the action of Pete's Power Plays. We're going to talk about the Seattle Kraken expansion draft right now, okay, and their version 1.0. I want to go over this a couple times, of course, during the season and in the off season to when we do see the debut of the Seattle Kraken. I'm going to have a couple versions out and yada yada. So if I don't get to all the teams today and who I think the Kraken will draft, I will talk about the rest of them tomorrow. So here we go. Now, so who do you think Seattle will crack the roster for the Kraken? So, there's some there's information behind this, obviously. So current NHL teams can protect 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and 1 goalie, or 8 skaters, which means forwards and defensemen and 1 goalie under the following conditions. All players with no movement clauses at the time of the draft and who decline to waive those clauses must be protected and will be counted toward their team's applicable protection limits. All first, second round NHL players and all unsigned draft choices will be exempt from selection and will not be counted towards protection limits. In addition, all NHL teams must meet the following minimum requirements regarding players exposed for selection in the draft: games likely prorated for a shortened season, 1 defenseman who is A, under contract in 21-22, and B, played in at least 40 NHL games the prior season or played in at least 70 NHL games in prior 2 seasons. 2 forwards who are under contract in 2021-2022 and played at least 40 NHL games prior season or played at least 70 NHL games in prior 2 seasons. 1 goalie is under contract in 21-22 or will be a restricted free agent at the end of his current contract immediately prior to 21-22. If a team elects to make a restricted free agent goalie available to meet his requirement, that goalie must have received his qualifying offer prior to the submission of the team's protected list. Now, players with potential career-ending injuries who have missed more than the previous 60 consecutive games or otherwise have been confirmed to have a career-threatening injury may not be used to satisfy a team's player exposure requirement unless approval is received from the NHL. So, such players also may be deemed exempt from selection. Now, following those rules, here's a little user-friendly expansion draft for the Seattle Kraken. But before picking players, you got to look at 30 teams now. You got to look at all the rest of the teams, the player schemes, and stuff to that nature. Now, here we go. And the Anaheim Mighty Ducks are up at first. Now, I get that this player was just signed by the Ducks, okay, for a 3-year deal for Anaheim, but he's on the wrong side of 30, okay, and so the rebuilding Mighty Ducks, or Ducks, I should say, shouldn't feel overly attached to him a year from now, even after signing him this past season. Okay, he'll be the Kraken's primary puck-moving option on defense, and for that, I select for the Kraken from the Ducks, Kevin Shattenkirk. Now, I know that, like I said, he got signed for 3 years. Who knows what's going to happen, but I think, honestly, this is the way that they go for the Kraken. And again, Anaheim is not going to make the playoffs. I hate to say that, but to those Ducks fans, I'm sorry, but it's going to be another losing season. I don't expect them to make the playoffs, but with a shortened season, anything can happen. Anything can absolutely happen. So, but for me, I really think that Kevin Shattenkirk, defenseman, I think this is the way to go. I think the Kraken deliver and get Kevin Shattenkirk here. The Arizona Coyotes, an expansion team isn't going to catch up to the field in the skill department in Season 1. However, they could pull a Vegas Golden Knights a couple years ago who managed to make the playoffs, let alone the Stanley Cup in the first year. But honestly, this is something where, I really don't expect the Kraken to go that far at all. That's a little too crazy for me, but they really did knock it out of the ballpark. Okay, I just don't think the Kraken will have that luck in their first year as much as the Vegas Golden Knights did. But it makes sense to load up on high energy type of players, especially on the forecheck. So for the Coyotes, I'm selecting Tyler Pitlick, right winger. The cap hit is about basically the contract is an unrestricted free agent going into 2022. So they lose a little bit, but for the Coyotes, but it gains forecheck help for the Seattle Kraken. Now, Boston Bruins. Now I'm looking. This was kind of tough for me. I was trying to figure this one out, but analytics have suggested for years that a surge in goal scoring basically looms, but a fresh opportunity for this right winger, assuming that he's healthy and he's okay to go. Of course, he's a restricted free agent after this season, but Andre Case, the right winger out of the Boston Bruins, I think will fit really, really nicely for the Seattle Kraken. Going down the list here, the Buffalo Sabres. Now, this contract player is unrestricted free agent after the 2022 season, but he flourished in basically a sheltered role with Vegas during his first 2 seasons, and obviously Buffalo was not the right destination for this player. But we'll see what happens. It'll help big time on the power play here as well. But, I think this player just makes sense for the Kraken. So Colin Miller, defenseman out of the Sabres. Let's see if the Seattle Kraken could kind of, get his career back in shape here. The Calgary Flames coming up here, and there's so many that's shared on this opinion here, and I could go here and there with this player. Whether a lot of people were thinking maybe Monahan will go. Obviously you can't see Johnny Gaudreau go at all. So, but you can't ignore the fact that this left winger, it could go either way. I could be wrong for saying this, but Sam Bennett, left winger, I think will probably fit the need here for the Kraken. That's just a guess here. Again, I have different players as well for the Flames that I could correlate to going to the Kraken. That's on the Sam Bennett level, but I think right now that name Sam Bennett sounds really familiar with the Kraken, and I can see this happening. I really can. The Carolina Hurricanes. All right, now we're heading into this center. He gets a chance. This guy gets to rediscover basically a prolific scoring touch as a first line center. He makes a really fine, good rental piece as well. And for that, Vincent Krocek, center of the Carolina Hurricanes, I really think that this makes so much sense here for Carolina. His contract is an unrestricted free agent, 2022. But I think that this is a good first line center in Vincent Krocek. So Carolina Hurricanes, there you go. I think he will maybe be a good piece for the Kraken. Now we're talking about the Blackhawks here, and this guy, he's another defenseman. Size, he's tough, he's got strength, and his hitting and shot blocking ability is really through the roof here. He's another potential unrestricted free agent as well. But again, for the Blackhawks, and again, the way that I think the defense is I think there's going to be a lot of defenders taken here. But Connor Murphy from the Blackhawks, for me, I think will be a Kraken selection. Next up, the Colorado Avalanche. All right, Tyson Jost, another center, I believe. Can they find? Now you could take a little pattern here. Could it be a future Carlson? Could it be a long-term, way in the future of Joe Thornton? But a former prospect who hasn't really met or reached his potential yet. Now, this player went 10th overall in 2016, but he's kind of struggled as being part of the Avalanche. So I really think that if Kraken's going to take a chance with another center, I really think it's going to be this kid, Tyson Jost. So we'll see what happens here. The Columbus Blue Jackets, Gabriel Carlson, another defenseman as well. They have some. Really, the Seattle's gonna have some cheap contracts to ensure during the cap. So you could do a lot worse than obviously Carlson, but he does have potential first round pedigree. He really does. And keep in mind that not all 30 picks will make Seattle's opening night roster. But again, if you're going to go defense, where they should, Gabriel Carlson out of the Columbus Blue Jackets is probably the right face for me as well. And I think a lot of people out there could agree as well, especially those fans out of Columbus that tune in from Ohio. I really think that Gabriel Carlson could be one of those top defensemen out there that Seattle could snag right away. Now, I'm going to hold on to this team next, okay, Dallas Stars, because I honestly think that this is going to surprise a lot of people, okay? So I'll talk about other teams first, all right? And then before the show ends, I will talk about this Dallas Stars player who I think could really dramatically change the way that this team could be, whether they're a year one playoff team, which it's highly possible, or an absolute dud. So we'll see what happens here. But I want to go ahead. All right, so this would be a Dallas Stars player, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Detroit Red Wings real quick. And I'm going to say Troy Stecher, another defenseman as well. He can move the puck. Not the top guy in the world, but again, this is an expansion draft. It's only version 1.0 with a lot more to go. But his ceiling can go higher, okay, with getting onto a new team, let alone the Seattle Kraken. So I really think that, listen, we can have a really good defenseman in the making here for Seattle. So Troy Stecher, defenseman from the Detroit Red Wings. There you have it. Moving on to Edmonton. And, this player right here is another good right winger. And, the Oilers are probably going to keep all their 4 defensemen as is, but they may leave a quality forward dangling around. So Zach Kassian, right winger, could be a huge fan favorite right away for Seattle. He is a great, talented player out of Edmonton right now, okay? But I think Zach Kassian of the Edmonton Oilers could be a great right winger for the Kraken. And again, he is going to be a fan favorite, and I think he's going to fit in just perfectly with Seattle and the fans out there as well. Not too far away from Edmonton. Next up, the Florida Panthers, and I think Ratko Gudas, again, I know I'm loading up on defensemen here, but again, you need defense to complete a team. And again, another bully. He's awesome. He can kill penalties. And again, the Kraken won't be easy to play against at all when you have this player from the Florida Panthers. And I'm going to go ahead and say Ratko Gudas, another defenseman. So there you go for the Seattle Kraken there. Again, defenses are coming off the board as we speak for Seattle. Next up, the LA Kings, Martin Frk, right winger. He can shoot the puck like no one else. He's got a great shot. And, you could probably, if I'm talking about Chara and Weber, he's up there too. He is up there, okay? If you think that's tier 1, he's on the top of tier 1. He's on the bottom. He's on the top of tier 2, excuse me. But he is right there, okay? He's got a great shot. And, maybe when he does play for Seattle, maybe he'll get to that top line with Weber and Chara. I really think that he has a great shot, one of the best in the league. Maybe it could be above that. Once they're out of the league, look for Frk to start doing some work. But he owns the hardest shot ever, recorded at 109.2. But a team that could give him an extended chance, this could be the way that this team leans. So Martin Frk, a right winger as well, that could rip the puck. Expect some goals from this guy when he starts playing for the Kraken in the next year or two. The Minnesota Wild, all right, Carson Soucy, defenseman. Again, I know I keep talking about defensemen, but I really think that this is the way to go. The Wild have such a deep defenseman corps that they can protect 4 defensemen and still leave a quality option for Seattle to pick. Now, the late bloomer that he is could be a key member of the Kraken blue line. So, again, and this is why I like this player as well coming out of the Wild, is Carson Soucy. He can really help out this squad, again, with years to come. I really do like that. Now, the Montreal Canadiens, and then tomorrow I'll talk the second half of Nashville and on, but real quick, the Montreal Canadiens, Arturi Lehkonen, a left winger. He's a solid soldier in the Habs middle six, but he gets nudged out of the protected list thanks to the Habs addition to the wing. So Arturi Lehkonen, there you have it for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, real quick before I head off, Dallas Stars, and here we go. Anton Khudobin, the goalie of the year. Hasn't been physically demanding, in vogue, highly capable netminders who can play 30 to 50 games, and obviously he's a trustworthy Seattle goalie in the future, and he can be that goalie for the future. Yes, I said it right, ladies and gentlemen. Anton Khudobin of the Dallas Stars heading to the Seattle Kraken. Be ready, because I'm excited, and you heard it here first on Pete's Power Plays. I'm out of time. I hope everyone has a phenomenal rest of your day. Stay safe. Wear a mask. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll see you guys. Bye.